Spades, and I think we're okay. I think it's working. Good. All right. This is three of spades. Oh, hold on. Make sure to close some shit. Okay, we're back. This is three of spades. Sorry, just had to close the program. Make sure that shit did not start detecting this game, otherwise it would crash it. Discord. Now, anyway, we got another map to play here on Bootleg Chinese Battlefield 4. If I'm not mistaken, I think we had played this, and this. Well, the 16 version. You couldn't fucking pay me to play this garbage, so fuck that. This is also terrible. This one lags like all hell. No thanks. This one. I think I played that one, but I raged, so I didn't keep that recording. City Districts. Crossfire. That's Bog from Call of Duty. This is a straight up Call of Duty map. And then this is another map from Call of Duty. Because they just use shift in the campaign, I would recognize that fucking bop it, twist it thing anywhere. Okay, here's Dalian Plant. Dragon Valley. Let's try, I don't know, the Fall of Berlin. Alright. I am going to be skipping past some of these, as I said, because it's just, some of them are in various states of disarray. Um, yeah, you wouldn't want me to play those, because I wouldn't be playing them very long, or I'd get pretty bored, so I don't want to play those. So, we'll just refrain from doing that. If you'd like to check this out yourself, the name of this mod is Battlefield 2 AEK 971. And you can find this mod that just has Battlefield 2 bundled in it, I guess. So I got the game. I didn't need to pay for it or nothing, so abandonware. Thank you, EA. Don't remaster this game, because if you do, I'll be pretty pissed. I do not want to pay you for it. And if you can't find the shit on Google, make sure you use freespoke.com or yandex.com, because Google's search engine sucks dick. And they only want you to be incentivized to stay upset, not find any results, and just conceal and hide that shit, because that's called consolidation. Oh, it's all about money. It's not all about money. Part of it is just fucking with you, straight up, because if they wanted to just get money, it'd be nothing but advertisements. It's not. Now, what's the content of the advertisements? Straight up the shit that would be in 2016 from Leafy's here. Pornography, reptilian, Illuminati, you name it. Whole deal. It's everything that they were, being poked fun at for doing in 2016. And, yeah, they do it. You're not allowed to do it, though. Wait, you want to actually make an edgy or mature video on YouTube? Well, you can do that with video games. You can do that with some things, but you can't do it like you used to. We're going to censor some forms of speech and not others. Oh, fuck. That's a tank. Can I get a medic? Thank you. I didn't think they had a tank. They did not use it last time. Bye-bye, bitch. Where are these motherfuckers? Oh, shit. Yeah, they're right up on my ass. Oh, real good. Shit. Yeah, there goes that objective. We've been fucked. Spawning on this guy? Okay, good. Bye-bye, bitch. So after about, I don't know, 5 hours of raging and trying to tweak this game to fucking work, I got it working. It was a long and convoluted process, and some shit is still broken depending on the map, and I guess whatever it feels like on a given day. It just doesn't ever run well, but it does show a kind of rough proof of concept at the very least for something I had wanted for about as long as Battlefield 3 was out. I just wanted to play it offline with bots. That's a little busted. The maps are not at all like Battlefield 3 in a few cases, but I'm fine with this. I don't know if there's some way to make a Franken Battlefield out of this or not, but I'm definitely looking to see if I can give it a try sometime. What kit does he have? No, he has the default one. That sucks. Get back my AN-94. Alright, good. So basically our objective is to fucking camp and kill every single one of the motherfuckers who come through the door or through the street. I switched it over to easy because it was the only mode that didn't require me to have like insane Counter-Strike level reactions. In Counter-Strike, if you're not outright fucking cheating, you might as well be, because it's the only way you're gonna get that fucking cash prize. They make the whole game for about 20 people who will ever have fun with it, only because they're being paid to have fun with it. It's not actually a fun game. It's just the illusion of one. It's what it actually is a skin gambling and illegal money laundering ring that Valve happens to run. So I don't happen to be in the business of doing illegal things, you know. Because in the case of this, there is no legal means to get this video game. So if EA isn't selling it and they're not taking down people's other copies that they've just, conveniently put up on the internet, then it's called abandonware, which isn't, it's like a gray area. Like, your copyright only works as long as you enforce it, and that's what EA is failing to do with this game, so hey, if they fail to do that, no problem with me. I want a free video game. I don't want to pay EA for something that could be free. Hell, I don't want to pay them at all. Those guys are evil. Fuck them. I struggle with the perception that we're a bunch of bad guys. I don't know. Tell that to the 500 different studios and people you've crushed hopes and dreams of. I mean, this started in the 80s and never stopped. You ever wonder how they got the Madden series? Oh, they stole it from Bethesda. It's true. This wonderful, groundbreaking technology that they had, they stole and reappropriated, straight up. They stole the Madden series, and they used it in their own fucking shit. One of their biggest fucking billion-dollar grossing franchise every year. Yeah. So, if most of the shit, like Xbox was straight up used. Xbox was a pirated Windows, I think, oh shit, CE edition? Fuck. That, in the middle of the night, a few employees behind the backs of Bill Gates and other, Ballmer and other executives fucking literally stole. They have a 6-part documentary detailing how they fucking literally stole Windows from, Bill Gates in the middle of the night, and the only way that he was really looking at it, and it's kind of because he seems to not be able to understand what the fuck makes for a good game console as much as what makes a good computer, right? Or at least he used to. Like maybe a good office computer, maybe not so much a good gaming computer. The people who stole it, they were running a pirated emulator copy of Tomb Raider on the PlayStation 2. They just had a PS2 emulator, and he was looking at this shit, and the reason why he went ahead and greenlit it, there's a 6-part series of this on Xbox's official channel, is because it just fucking booted up fast. And he really liked that. And it's like, well, nobody said they should do it, but they still did. Nobody was saying that they had to make hardware, but they showed up and it was something they wanted to do. There was clearly some motivation, and they kind of hypothesize in a way that Bill Gates saw a bit of himself in, that team, which is why he kind of greenlit it in the first place, because he saw, these people who wanted to do something innovative with technology and crazy shit, right? And that became one of the single biggest fucking consoles ever to this day that people who have made all of these colorful games that hate the Xbox 360 have been using as the foundation. So ironically enough, it's made by people, games now are made by people who fucking say they hate the Xbox 360, yet they will use the Xbox 360 and everything it's set up and built as its like fucking core bedrock, if you will. So it's like, well, if you know that this thing is good and it's a good idea to use it, then why don't you just go all the way and make a fun action game or something? Why did you even skimp down on the bots? Did you think that having less shit in your game, less good stuff in the game, would actually be a good reason to fucking make money? You thought that screwing over people would be more of an incentive, than just doing the job right and maybe having people be happy because they like a thing and you buy a thing, and then because the thing is good and fun, you keep buying it? That's the way it was in the Xbox 360 and the PlayStation 3. You just fucking bought the game and it was good and it worked. You just bought the game because it was fun. Oh, who defibbed me? No idea. Okay. God defibbed me. Amen. I've been helped by the magic of Jesus Christ. Thank you very much, sir. Lord knows we need you these days. Alright. But yeah, like most of the stuff they were making was very much like tactical army games, stuff where you played as a military guy. A little, not too dissimilar from stuff like this. Usually most of the controls were a bit clunky. There was a game I was playing on the original Xbox called America's Army Rise of a Soldier. Now people will say, oh, games weren't political back then. Yeah, they were, but they used it more tastefully than they do now. It was used mostly for immersion or the sake of a story. Usually there would be this theme in games about, I don't know, 10, 20, 15 years ago, somewhat in that time span, where everybody would have all of these different, real or fake political ideologies. They would put their differences aside and have to go stop the bad guy. They use their differences as sort of a strength, as opposed to something that was supposed to divide people. They saw this as a good way to just make a fun and interesting game using parallels to real world wars and making their own stuff. They didn't see it as a deterrent. They didn't see, oh yeah, these things are different, therefore we have to chide one side who let us in, but we're not giving them anything in return. That's kind of the thing I see with a lot of like the Xbox One, and why I just could never get into it after about like 2017 anymore. Because after about 2017, 2019, they just stopped making fun games. And they instead just started forcing all of this nonsensical political ideology where it's like, we hate America, but America gave you everything you had. You're based in America. This is the country that your studio is in. Huh, it seems to me like you actually like America. Your actions and your words are saying two different things. So what's the deal with that, EA? I don't know. It's just it seems like this weird aggression. Like, okay, all of these big, these American people who gave you this opportunity seem to like you, but why can't you be as kind and loving to them as you will to all of these other nations and all these other people? Why are you treating them like it has to be some weird ultimatum? I don't know. And this strange polarization, the lack of content. They want $100 for games that are barely complete. They've been pulling that scam for a while, and it really started with Battlefield 3 and 4, where they just started skimping out on content in the base game and started ripping it out and selling it after, and then now they don't even sell it. So it's like they're not even trying to do the scam correctly anymore. They're just selling you an unfinished game, and then they'll break it. It costs you what, $100 for Cyberpunk? That was never a single player game. You got fucking scammed. That was actually a live service, always online game disguised as a single player game because of how many fucking updates you need in practice. Oh, well, that's not what it says on the box, and that's not what all the reviews said. And if they don't say that, then there's a lot of money to be made by not saying that. It's probably a good idea to call attention to it. You usually realize that with shady shit in life. Whether this be scams or assholes or evil assholes in business suits running your favorite game companies. The problem with EA, as Ross Scott said in his Zany Golf video, is that they make good games. Because they're fucking evil. Great watch. I recommend it. And a great game like this. You know, this game I think is very fun. It's a little silly, a little stupid, but it is fun. And despite some strange UI and other stuff, it's the same problem as Windows 8 and Xbox One, but back in 2005. So don't get it mixed up. Xbox One normalized this trend, but it was happening well before them. Um, this kind of trend had been in games for a bit. It hadn't been in every game because most games knew how to do a list, not this fucking left to right tab bullshit. You just do top to bottom, left to right. Maybe if you're Force Unleashed or, Force Unleashed 2, you got a list in the middle. Sometimes it might be left to right with animations or some shit. Cool music. You know. What I think they did well, though, with these games was they at least, even if they weren't complete, they at least tried to do enough of what they were doing well. And just seeing one idea through to the end, right? Like Wolfenstein The New Order or Homefront. Um, they just had really fucking creative ideas. So the part where it's like, okay, Homefront just ends abruptly, or Wolfenstein The New Order just doesn't have a multiplayer mode despite being, like, pretty much made like Call of Duty. That was usually what people had expected. If you're playing Call of Duty, your competitor is Call of Duty, and you're making a game like Call of Duty, people expect you to have all the content that Call of Duty does. But if you do bring something new to the table, most people can probably turn a blind eye to that. Not that they prefer to have less of a game. Some might, but you still deserve to be treated correctly. You still deserve to have a full working game, even if it's something I don't like. I personally think the whole anime and cartoon thing is pretty lame. But you should still have a working fucking game, right? You shouldn't have to pay $100 for an always online game that doesn't work. Meanwhile, if you can just go to ModDB and get this for free, what excuses do they have? This was made by some dude in China. It's way more fun than I've ever had with Battlefield 6. Give it a look. It's worth your time. Anyway, speaking of time, that's all for now. Thanks for watching.